Hey everybody, this is Grits. This is a video response to ZJMTV's video, Gay and Christian, Why Bother? Well, here's the thing. Whether we like it or not, there are a lot of gay people that believe in God. And that's whether they're Christian or not, there's a tendency with human beings, it seems like, to believe in God. I mean, I guess a lot of people might say that it has something to do with brainwashing by the church or fear of hell or something like that. But I don't know. I mean, if a person is gay and religious, I'd rather see him go to a place like the United Church of Christ than to go to some fundamentalist church and then repress their homosexuality and turn into a Ted Haggard or something like that. There's definitely worse things that could happen. And considering that, there are gay people that believe in God, that this isn't a bad place. And I think that whenever a church decides to reject prejudice or bigotry or ignorance in science, I think it's a good thing. Organized religion kind of taking on the dogma of the sort of fundamentalist churches. One of the things I noticed in this video is that you were kind of criticizing these organizations for not reading the Bible literally. I don't really understand that. I mean, I understand, I don't believe in God myself. And I don't really understand, I can't really relate to people that believe in God. But to say that it's a bad thing not to treat the Bible as literal is wrong. One of the things about the United Church of Christ is that they understand that they don't get all of Scripture. They understand that everyone has a different interpretation of Scripture. For a lot of people, you might think, well, what's the point? You're just going to read the Scripture however you want. But to me, it's kind of a step closer to being a rational person. So I definitely support that. I can't imagine criticizing someone for deciding that, well, maybe the section in the Bible about slavery isn't correct. I just can't criticize them for that. This is just an example of a typical open and affirming statement at one of these churches. We invite and welcome into our community persons of every gender, sexual orientation, gender identity and expression, ability, age, race, nationality, economic and social status, faith background, marital standing, and family structure. Anyway, so that's just a kind of a general open and affirming statement, and they're pretty much the same in a lot of these ones I'm reading. They signed this document called the Clergy Letter Project. And let me just go over this. They specifically were citing Kirk Cameron when they put this in here, but let me just read the last part of this here. We, the undersigned, Christian clergy from many different traditions, believe that the timeless truths of the Bible and the discoveries of modern science may comfortably coexist. We believe that the theory of evolution is a foundational scientific truth, one that has stood up to rigorous scrutiny and upon which much of human knowledge and achievement rests. To reject this truth or to treat it as one theory among others is to deliberately embrace scientific ignorance and transmit such ignorance to our children. We believe that among God's good gifts are human minds capable of critical thought, and that the failure to fully employ this gift is a rejection of the will of our Creator. To argue that God's loving plan of salvation for humanity precludes the full employment of the God-given faculty of reason is to attempt to limit God, an act of hubris. We urge school board members to preserve the integrity of the science curriculum by affirming the teaching of the theory of evolution as a core component of human knowledge. We ask that science remain science and that religion remain religion, two very different but complementary forms of truth. Now, I don't agree with all of that statement, but to me, this represents progress when you have an organized group. I guess this is 11,000 ministers have signed this statement, openly disputing this sort of fundamentalist dogma that's kind of taken over this debate about science. And if someone's going to be in a church, I'd rather see them in a church like this. Some people just believe in God. That's just the way it is. But anytime you see religion moving away from bigotry and towards scientific literacy, it is always a good thing.